Okay, we continue. This one I've covered in earlier years. 9 cemetery contemplation. The different stages of your in India old time. This body are put in certain parts in the forest or somewhere, and then these various stages of decay of this uh, human disease body. And then you can describe it very clearly. But in our modern days, all these are being sealed up, so we have no chance to see decaying body, or unless it's happened to be accident and somebody pass away at certain place, then you see the very decomposition process. So in the old India, cemetery contemplation is taking the decomposing the human carcass as a subject of reflection, right? So according to the various sutta they describe and the commentaries, it's applicable to men who are doing meditation and very lustful, always think of the female. Okay, so Buddha recommend that he should go and observe the contemplation on the various decayed body over a period of time and see and use it object of meditation. So to see a way that body is Dhamma and Rupa, that means the human being is made of the flesh and also the white bone. So if you can see this process of decaying, then you see how disgusting human being is upon death. Okay. So this sutta describes the contemplation taking place as the object, 9 stages over the 9 stages of decomposition. That means various timing of the body decaying. Developed, dumped in the cemetery and not disposed, either in actual form, but for now, in modern day, we cannot do it. We are using visualization. What means visualization? You go to Google, you can search for the different stages of human body decompose. And down there, Google down there, it will show you how this disgusting the process. From the very first moment you die, the body start to get bloated, and then start all these called the worms will come, and the worms are spontaneous born. The job is to eat up the body. Okay, so you can see the form of how this body decayed. So you have to, modern day, you have to use the Google to search for the visualization. From the 3 days after death, so after 3 days, you'll see the blue-black color body start going through the process of decay. Through progressive deterioration till the reduction of skeleton to powder. Powder, not really powder. They come to a certain of decay. It's up to the white bone. Only certain parts are those fine one will be in powder, because you cannot in the natural process form into a powder. You have to go to couple of or maybe 100 years or so, then the bone will really disintegrate into so-called powder. So in the cremation, as I know, those people sketching ashes, the bone that are left with the powder down there, they are crushed by a machine and then into powder form. And then they are distributed to those family for dispersal. Some dispersed in the sea. And in Singapore, we have now a place in this Lim Chu Kang, opposite your Johor Strait down there. Down there, they build a garden. You can dispose the ashes into the garden. You need to pay. It's not free. So our Singapore, everything has to be come out money. No free disposal. And I think a few hundred plus a disposable cert to make sure your body part have been carried. Okay. So this is another way. We are running out of land, so we cannot afford to have more of this land for buried. So most of nowadays, even to put in the urn in the temple is a problem. Some are 30 years, some are 99 years, and some are freehold, like a house like that. So it's not worthwhile. How many generations will take care of your urn? Okay, so nowadays in Singapore become a fertilizer for the plants. The objective is to arouse a disgust of the body, which is ordinarily passionately treasure. Because when you are alive, wow, your body very precious. You take care every part. Right? Everything that is not perfect must be perfect. Okay, so you treasure when your body is at the peak. When you're surviving, then you treat very nice. But upon death, is another thing. So is to impart a lesson on the impermanent by observation of the dissolution of the composite body, thereby to reflect. That means Buddha asks you to observe the decaying state of this body from the week 3 onwards. Truly, my body too is similar and destined to the same inescapable fate of decay. So that's why he said, life and death is the most important in your everyday life. Other than that, nothing is important. All right? Because upon death, nothing to say. Your body has to get disposed of. So this is why Buddha is saying, you reflect on your body state, then you see how disgusting the body is about. So if you want to look further, you go into the Google. They have all these different stages of decay, right? So you must know that there's another one. Buddha said about 9 cemetery contemplation, 9 stages. Next one we are looking at is the contemplation of feeling. Because we have five senses plus the mind, there's another trouble, which you, as a meditator, you need to observe it. So Buddhist psychology feeling is classified as when you have this kind of contact feeling, you have pleasant, unpleasant, or indifferent, or called neutral, or no, what you call, you're not taking side. So they stand on the neutral ground. Free from any sense of emotion or empathy. Okay, so every time you got this arise, you're either pleasant, unpleasant, or indifferent. So meditation method stipulates reflecting on such sensation, whether physical or mental, as they arise or are experienced. So when I do meditation, is reflect on this feeling, especially vipassana, about feeling, especially when you're sitting on the floor. All kinds of senses come. You feel your bow, buttock, and your feet, your kneecap become physically torturing. Or the problem of the buttock is the heat. Okay? The thing, the more time you take, the heat start to come and arise. And then you have to look through until you see no heat. Okay? So these are feeling which during the meditation time, you can get all these kind of sensation. The sutta mentioned there are 9 modes of contemplation of feeling. Okay, so we're going to study what are the 9 types of feeling. So first one is a contemplation of the pleasant feeling, sukha vedana. These are called happy one. You enjoy your body feel good. So most of our human all want pleasant, nobody want unpleasant. So observing the pleasant sensation without attachment, recognizing their fleeting nature, right? This pleasant thing, or you're able to sit it well, nothing can disturb you. So concentrated. And this thing is a temporary sensation. There is no nothing as permanent. So when you are pleasant, the next one unpleasant will come after you. Then the contemplation of unpleasant feeling, dukkha vedana. Here is observing of painful or unpleasant sensation without aversion, understanding they are impermanent. When you sit too long, your buttock feel hot, especially environment which is inside the room and the afternoon then can have this kind of feeling. So you sit it becomes hotter and hotter and become very unpleasant for you to carry on sitting. You almost kind of disturb you. So you have observed this without aversion, no hatred. No say I give up here. So when you're doing this kind of meditation, you must observe it without aversion. So all these things will come one after another. And then contemplation of neutral feeling, adukkha, masukha, vedana. Observing the neutral sensation without ignorance, seeing their conditioned nature. So when you have these two, you have these three arising also. Right? There are times when you feel that it's neither pain, neither hot or neither cold, hot or this painful feeling. Then you have this called neutral feeling. You feel you are not attached to it. So you also with this, you must take note. This is without ignorance. Not saying that you like this forever. This is only another thing that is conditioned at the very, very measured moment. After that, it will change state again. Okay. So this is neutral feeling. So all these three feelings, you might have understanding of each of them without any, very important is without any attachment to it. Then third one, we're talking about next one, contemplation of worldly pleasant feeling. Samisaka Sukha Vedana. So when you recognize pleasant feeling arising from sensory indulgence, I mean, like when you go to meditation, time for your meal, then when your body meditate, you then think of food. So when the moment you consume food, example food, because since the morning you have been practicing without food, so it comes to a moment when you touch with the essence of food, then you have this feeling start to come in. So especially morning, when you have no food, you have the urge to have eat, because our human have this kind of suffering. You don't eat, you feel very bad. So indulgent. So you must have this feeling of sensory indulgence. Okay, you arise because we can't run away unless you have no body, no physical body. So you like to eat all this during meditation time. You have to all be mindfully observing it. Then contemplating of worldly unpleasant feeling. Samisa dukkha vedana. Observing unpleasant feeling tied to worldly experience. Example, pain or loss. Things like you go for this surgery, especially like my kneecap, last time I did, very unpleasant. After the surgery, this pain will come and go. So you think it's okay, it's momentary, then it will come and haunt you. So all these are there for you to observe. This pain, when you have surgery, the pain will arise. So you cannot have this, I don't want to have this. So these are all kind of worldly experience. When you go especially whatever kind of meditation, you have to observe very carefully. So all this pain arise, you have to mindfully observe it. I never have any ignorant kind of feeling on it. So when this thing affect your practice. Then contemplation of worldly neutral feeling. Misa, adukam, masuka, vedana. Noting of neutral feeling. Connect to ordinary sense-based experiences. Right? Like your normal kind of even you taste food, sometimes, especially when you are sick, you taste food, you this neutral feeling, you have no hatred or dislike to the feeling, just eat without kind. But all these are also kind of neutral feeling, without any attachment to it. Okay, without any kind of of some attachment to this particular kind of feeling. So all these are things which you need to reflect on it. And then contemplation of spiritual present feeling. Niramiska Sukha Vedana. Here, we're talking about your spiritual practice. Observing joy arising from meditation, generosity, or Dhamma practice, not same-based. Okay, this you talk about meditation. So when you do meditation, when you can sit long without any sort of interference from all this distortion, then you get a very satisfied kind of what joy of doing it happily. So all this also have to contemplate on it. I mean, not every sitting or not every one or sitting of the various day you have this kind of enjoyment that this meditation is a something of a kind of spiritual joy because your own achievement that you feel that you are very happy with it. But this one also need to have observation in it. Okay, so you cannot expect every day, every sitting, every moment the same. Right? This is temporary only. So I must appreciate for that particular moment you achieve this state. Similar when you're doing dana, okay, or Dhamma practice. Dhamma practice like you taking the YMBA is something like that also. So you don't take it as so life and death. So it's more of a knowledge seeking. Then for your progress of developing your Buddhist knowledge. Then next one, contemplation of the spiritual unpleasant feeling. Niramisa Dukkha Vedana. Then you see the recognizing of discomfort from free spiritual effort. Fatigue in meditation. Okay? Especially when you go for long retreat, you will come to a time when you do it consistently, then you'll find that your body suffer from this kind of discomfort. What I call you don't have mood to carry on to practice on it. So these are kind of because your body have a limit of how you can sustain. So this also you must contemplate. Will not be a kind of effect on you from carry on to practice your meditation. So this is also a kind of spiritual unpleasant feeling. So you have to contemplate on this too. And then number 9, contemplation of spiritual neutral feeling. Niramisa adu masuka vedana. Observing equanimity developed through deep meditation. Example in fourth jhana. This one also you achieve to the especially fourth jhana. Don't be so happy that you always have to keep on watching on your this kind of mind. Our mind is very like a monkey that can always jump unless you are kind of able to kind of discipline it that you're able to control it so well. So even you go to the fourth jhana, every time you sit down there, you're very happy on it. You must observe this kind of equanimity. So don't be attached or feel great about it. So by mindfully observing this 9 type of feeling, when you do all this kind of feeling, the matter see they're impermanent. That all these things keep on changing. There's no such thing as forever down there. It's the momentary moment you enjoy the happiness or the suffering or neutral. So recognize their kind of unsacrificedness, their dukkha. So everything it's not up to what you want. Everything keep on changing. Very unhappy about this. And understand the non-self nature, anatta. You see yourself, you can do well, but your body is also a hindrance to you. I mean, you have no cell at all. Okay, that your body is a separate part. Your kind of consciousness or nama rupa is different thing, and develops the detachment and liberation. And then when you go up to a high level, you can see that, especially to go to the Arahant state, you can easily detach from all this kind of all kind of this nature of like or don't like. Okay, so when you're able to attain that level, you are towards the Nibbana. So this contemplation is part of Vipassana, called insight meditation, and is essential for breaking the cycle of craving and aversion. Okay, this is according to the writer which say about what is Vipassana is about. Then we got on the contemplation of feeling. According to Paticca Samuppada chain, feeling is conditioned by sense impression, contact, passa, contact. So as we go to the child link, you will see all this cycle repeat itself. So when I read this passa, condition of craving, which condition the clinking. So when you have impression of contact, craving will arise, which also condition the clinking, upadana. So you are craving, your attachment, all which are called passionate desire. These are human. When we are of this nama rupa, you like it or don't like it, is inbuilt down there, okay? Really inside, unless you're able to master over it. So by proper mastery over feeling, that means you can overcome your feeling. One is able to break the chain of causation. That's why you talk about the 12 link. When you break one of the link, then you can come out from the cycle. So the meditator reflects on the origination and dissolution of feeling. Then understand you are pleasant, you change to unpleasant, or it can be a neutral. Okay, so these are momentary changes. The mindfulness is established with the thought there's a feeling, but no individual who feels. Okay, this is what to say. You have to make a clear mind that this sort of what called feeling, whether it's joyful or pain, that means it's actually your mind who differentiate this thing. Your body it just feel the contact only. It's this mind that differentiate between good feeling or bad feeling. So you have come to a state that your mind is free from this. Okay. Actually, it's a mind who is working. So there's no body that is operating on it. It's your mind. So you understand the body is the kind of contact with it, and your mind is the one that establishes the good and bad thing. Okay. So you differentiate. There's no individual who feels. Understand this? This is what I'm trying to tell you. The body, physical, and the mind. So if you are connect, that the mind keep thinking is the I who feel it, then you are in trouble. So you're able to establish between the nama and rupa. It actually is the mind that is. If you have done this feel, then you will not feel painful or feeling. I mean, feeling suffering or non-suffering. So this mindfulness is present to the extent necessary for realization. So very important is the mind. Is necessary for realization and the self-reflecting. So when you do meditation, all these things all come, this thought come to you. So you must keep on consistent reflect on it. Okay? So he live independent and cling to nothing in the world, especially your body. Okay? So mindfulness of this is that you don't everything point to your so-called body. Body is only a secondary part of your whole human. Okay, so that's why some people, when they do, if you ever heard about this Liu Bang, they say about think about the kind of they don't during olden time they don't have this antiseptic. So this particular event operation was done on that person. So I think it's the Guan Gong, if I'm not wrong. So he has this operation without this called antiseptic. So he survived through with this operation without feeling the pain to his mind. So these are people who are able to have this high mindfulness. They can separate it from the pain of the body. So this is a sort of called mindfulness. Next one, contemplation of consciousness. The contemplation of consciousness, or Citta Nupassana, is one of the four foundations of mindfulness, Satipaṭṭhāna. Okay, it outlines the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta and the Mahā Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. One is a short and one is a middle one. Okay, the Sati one is the middle, Mahā is a long one. So it involves the observing the mind various state with clear awareness, recognizing their impermanent condition and non-self nature. So this is what I'm trying to put across. That is that impermanent. All these things are conditioned because the stages keep on changing. It's condition and it's non-self nature. That's why it's called anatta. We only have nama and rupa. So we separate these two and no self at all. That's why in other religion, they put it as called soul. Many religion, they could not put it, say non-self, because they use some term to differentiate. So they use soul. So in many of these religion, I use soul. So be careful, especially when you go to the other part of Buddhism. Some people talk until become soul. Okay, in Buddhism, there's no soul. When you have soul, it's not Buddhism. It's not a core teaching of Buddha. Okay, so aware of it. They call the term Pugala. It's a Pali term. Pugala is something like so-called soul. Okay, so in Buddhism, there's no soul. If you talk about soul, it's not Buddhism. So citta in Buddhist philosophy, psychology is the active element in the mind and meditation which cognize an object. Right? So this is what the citta do when you're in contact with an object. So meditator is advised to reflect on the stages of consciousness as and when they arise with clear comprehension. So when this particular object start to arise, so a meditator is to understand it, what it's about. Because all these are captured by the senses and later processed by the mind. Okay. So when you talk about contemplation consciousness, you need to look into the key aspect of the contemplation of consciousness. So observing the presence or absence of defilement. First state is the mind lustful, saraga citta, or free from lust, vitaraga citta. Okay, lust. Normal lust is used going opposite sex, and also can use for something like you want more, okay, more of this physical feeling, right? So lust can be of two things. Is it angry, sadosa citta, or free from anger, vita dosa citta? So when consciousness arises, all this must be checked. Is it deluded, samoha citta, or free from delusion, vita moha citta? Also, Is it contracted? Is it narrow or depressed, or distracted, scattered, or restlessness? So is it developed, cultivated in meditation, or underdeveloped, worldly, untrained? So when you observe all this, you have to run through this so-called check, or various check. Next one. Recognizing the state of concentration. Okay, so when practice meditation, is the mind in jhanic state, absorbed, tranquil, or in the ordinary state? So when go meditation, especially in samadhi, you aim for this jhanic. Okay, so are you in jhanic state? I mean, you are which level of jhana? Then is it liberated? Liberated in this sense, not nibbana, is temporarily free from hindrances. Are you free from all these disturbance, or bound, or thinking, or to thoughts? Okay, some people meditate, with full of thoughts inside the meditation round. So when you practice, you're not able to get any kind of jhana. Okay, so all your thoughts will be running here and there. Seeing consciousness as impermanent. Okay, when you meditate, you see this as a impermanent. Observing how the mental state arise and pass away without identifying with them. Okay, these are kind of meditation, especially those beginners one. After this meditation retreat, what food I should go and eat after this? All these things arise before even you finish off your meditation. So all these are sort of called mental state, that fleeting moment here and there will come and go. So you must not get this into your meditation practice. Okay? So this consciousness as an impermanent. Understanding consciousness as condition. Noticing how external stimuli, example sight, sound, internal tendency like habits, craving, shape the mind. When you meditate, then some good smelling food, after the whole morning of meditation, your this smell will disturb your stomach. Okay, so you start thinking of food immediately after this meditation. That's why all this during the meditation is best away from lay people. Then you have very good environment for you to do your practice. And then realizing non-self in consciousness. Okay, seeing that consciousness is not me or mine, but a freeing process. So when you see all these consciousness arise, it don't belong to me. So you have such thing, then this thing will go away easily. Okay. Here, if you look carefully on YMBA textbook 5, page 14, they list 16 such state of consciousness, 8 pair of contradictories. Okay. After the class, you can go and look through. It's listed down there. I never put here, so you go and look through. So what's the practical application in meditation? So when a thought or emotion arise, simply note, this greed, you smell of food coming. Good smell, craving appears. So take note, greed coming. There's hatred, if anger arises. You hate somebody, in meditation, that somebody appear in your thoughts. So you have to remember this hatred. And there's delusion. If confusion is present. So keep on questioning, why am I sitting here? Will I ever get something? This delusion, a wrong view. So confusion arises. Then the mind is concentrated. There's time when you are fully aware. So you have a calmness arise. So all this, you have to take note of it. and then the mind is distracted, is restlessness. So meditation, I want to come to the end of meditation. I'm very happy. I end this suffering. So all this mindset that can distract you doing meditation. So the job is to avoid judging or suppressing. Just absorb the detachment. Is not to cut off, but to drop off. Okay. So all this is part and parcel when you do meditation. You can't help it, you will come, but you must be smart enough and wise enough to just let it go. Okay. So the purpose and benefit. You develop insight, vipassana, into the true nature of mind, and it weakens the identification with thoughts and emotion. So your mind will have all this labeling start working. So leads to liberation by seeing consciousness as empty of a permanent self. So when you see this consciousness arise, then you gone. So you can see there's no permanent self. Okay. So just a fleeting moment on and off. Okay, next one, we look at contemplation of mental objects. Dhammanupassana. Mental object meant for contemplation are objects of thought or doctrine and embodying the Buddha teaching of reality and liberation. So this we have studied in the past year. So we will look through again the 5 categories of Dhamma in contemplation. First one, the 5 hindrances, Nivaranani. So remember, I know I run through again. If you have a problem, go back and check again. Observing the present or absence of one thing, sensual desire, kama chanda, ill will, vyapada, slot topper, tina and mida. This is talking about laziness. You have this kind of laziness that you don't like to perform this thing. So this is called slot and topper. Restlessness and worry. There are people always worry. Small thing, big thing, nothing, also worry. So restlessness and worry, this is very bad. Udakcha and kukucha, these are all the cetasika. And doubt, whether I can do it or not. Vichichika, this is another, all these are so-called hindrances. Okay, hindrances that will make you not better, but worse. Example, there's a desire present in the mind, nothing without attachment. That's why you must, when this thing, any of this arise, just take note and then don't attach to the thing again. Just blank off again. Right? So if you have this kind of thing, hindrances that come and bother you, your job is not to attach to them. Just simply to look and just get out from it. Okay? If you attach to any one of these, then you are in trouble. That means you can't get to your 5 hindrances. Then we now talk about 5 aggregates, which we studied in early years. What are 5 aggregates? What we call the khandhas. Seeing how we have the form, aggregate have form, feeling. On feeling, we have perception, and then formation, and consciousness. So these will arise and vanish. Okay, these are what I call the Dhamma. Okay, Rupa is the one by itself. So we are saying this, this is not mine. This is not myself. So basically, whatever you feeling about yourself is this form, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness. Okay? This is the one that you identify yourself. And then we talk about 6 10 bases, ayatana, we covered earlier years also. Observing how eye and forms, ear and sound, nose and smell, tongue and taste, body and touch, mind and thoughts interact. So all these 6 are called bases, and how these interact with object. Then you will recognize the craving, clinking at the sense door. Okay, So if you take note, just a passing on, you have no attached to it, nothing will happen to you. Then the seven factor enlightenment, Bojanga, noticing the development absence of. You must Bojanga, you take note of mindfulness, investigation, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, equanimity. Example is concentration present now. Okay, so these are the seven factor enlightenment. Fifth one, the Four Noble Truths, Arya Satya. Seeing. You seeing the suffering, dukkha, in all conditioned things. Everything that happen are all conditioned. Okay, so anything that happen because of this particular place, particular time, particular location, and particular person, all these are cause of this thing to happen. So this suffering will arise. The cause of suffering, why you suffer? Because of your this craving. Okay, craving, attachment, all this will arise. Then the cessation of suffering, how to end suffering. Okay, you end, you get Nibbana. So the medicine to Nibbana, the path leading to cessation, you need to follow the Eightfold Path. So with this Four Noble Truths, you will destroy illusion by seeing phenomena as they truly are. So you follow this formula, everything is an illusion. Nothing is permanent. It's just a moment. Cuts off drinking by recognizing the pattern of craving. So when you don't see the thing and keep on thinking to it, I mean, you crave for it, then nothing will happen to you. And finally, it will lead you to wisdom, I mean, the Pana and liberation, Nibbana. So this is the most analytical of the four foundations, integrating insight from the other three, the body, feeling, and mind, which we have spoken earlier. We have spoken earlier is body, feeling, and mind. This is the fifth one, the noble truth. Then we go to the contemplation of mental objects. Contemplation on the truth. The matter should understand, according to reality, what is suffering, the origin of suffering, and the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. These are Four Noble Truths. So anyone who continue and practice the four foundations of mindfulness, say you follow the foundation of mindfulness for 7 years, will attain arahantship, or otherwise at least the state of non-returner. So this is a formula they preach. If you all can earnestly and following it closely, you say 7 years, you're able to get arahantship. Well, 7 years of continued practice will suffice for the attainment of the full result, depending on the skill of individual disciple. So these are for those disciples of this capability. They are those who really practice this individual disciple, even 7 days will suffice. I mean, 7 days will show a result. These are for those monks who really practice. Really 7 days you achieve this. So the system meditation described in the sutta is a one-way sufficient in itself for the attainment of enlightenment. So basically, the sutta said this is a way of getting out of samsara. Okay, so this one and the Satipaṭṭhāna. So with this, I need to do tutorial for next session. Okay, Brother Ko, can you do, sorry, you're the other classmate not around. So can you do second one?
Okay.
second one, and then third one. Second and third.
Okay.
Sister Sumeta.
Okay.
Do 1,
1 and
5.
5. Okay.
And Sister Doris can help now.
You
This
are no
one?
good in Satipaṭṭhāna lah.
No lah, I want you to do this one only.
I
Discuss
know.
the importance of breathing meditation, anasati.
I can,
You practice, right?
not so good.
I want you to discuss the importance of doing breathing meditation. That's all.
Can try lah, can try.
Right now,
Mm.
because the other sister friend, Sister Teo not around. Okay, help
Okay. Okay, okay.
So 2 weeks time see you people again.
All right.
So later on, when coming towards exam, then we'll do the exam question. Basically, if you can do this on this particular one, it's inside the YMBA textbook. It basically covers the whole question. Whatever pattern they suit on you, you can handle. Okay. So homework, go to this website and read further on this particular sutta. So we'll give you a clearer explanation. All right. This homework.
Okay.
So brother 2 and 3,
Okay.
this Sumeta 1 and 5. And then reading meditation, Anaspasati by Doris.
Okay, I'll try.
Try lah. So you learn something. Okay. So this today no tutorial, so that's why short 2 hours sufficient.